Day 8 to the video series is here. So I'm starting here with the rowing movements more so than anything, because last week, remember, we prioritized the lats. So we flipped that switch, we prioritized the traps. I'm gonna be performing 10 repetitions here now on the rowing. Where this is gonna be different to what we did last week, we will actually be doing 2 sets of the straight 10s to begin with, okay? So we've got an extra set to throw in here today. Make sure that your form is completely tight there. Your back is slightly arched or flat. Don't round it. If you round it, you will not be able to fire your traps or your lats. And now on the 3rd set is where the DTPXtreme comes in with a drop set, and your rest period replicates your reps and vice versa. So we'll do 10 repetitions, rest for 10 seconds, and then perform 20 repetitions after we've stripped some weight. So with this set, what we're actually going to do is, again, the heaviest weight for 10 repetitions, then we'll strip the weight, the same as what we just did here, replicated, rest for 10 seconds, then do 20 repetitions. Then we're just gonna rest for 20 and do 10 more repetitions with the same weight. Okay, second exercise that we're moving on to is the cable row. And again, this is gonna target the traps just a little bit lower. So obviously wherever your elbows point, so if we're pointing up like that, that's the area of the back we're gonna work. So if I was pulling down like that, we'd work the lats. If I'm rowing directly, there with the elbows slightly pointing down, then it's slightly going to lower that area of focal attention, which will be the lower traps in this case. Second set. Now remember, we're performing 2 sets of 10. And these exercises on back. Ain't meant to be easy, is it? Otherwise this gym would be packed. It's good though, isn't it? It's like it's a Monday, nice and quiet. This is great. It's like having a big playpen all to myself, public playpen. It's mine. Right, let's fucking have it then. Oh! Ooh! 1, 2, 3. Two, 3, 4, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. Okay, so our third exercise here is a bent over row. I'm doing it supported on a contraption that's made here. You don't have to do it on one of these machines. You can do it actually lying face down on an incline bench, and you can really target the trap. So again, we just done 1 set of 10 repetitions to begin with. 2 sets of 10 here now, 2 straight sets. Now I'm gonna perform another 10 repetitions, strip the weight, resting for 10 seconds, perform 20 repetitions, and then we rest for a couple of minutes, before doing the same for the fourth set. But basically we'll do the 10, rest for 10, strip down, do 20 repetitions, then we rest for 20 seconds and perform another extra 10 with that same weight that we performed the 20 on. That's traps really engorged and obliterated and tormented. Now let's go and torture a little bit of lats. Our first exercise for lats, but our last exercise for back, well, isolating the lats I should say, is a lat pull down here. I'm doing it on a hammer strength machine here. You can use it on a conventional lat pull down, that doesn't matter. But one thing that I will bring up is the rep principles that we're doing this week. A little bit different to last week where we're doing 2 sets of 10 in the beginning. It's plenty of DTP hybrids. The reasoning why we're doing this is because number one, we want to really work on really tapping into our fast twitch muscle fibers here as much as possible to maintain as much fullness and maintain as much density and muscle as possible. All right, now on this next set, I'm gonna perform another 10, our third set of 10 repetitions, rest for 10 seconds. That will be the amount of time to strip the weight. And then I will perform 20 repetitions and then we'll rest again. So I'll put the weight back on now. Again, 10 repetitions, rest for 10, 20 repetitions, rest for 20. Then we'll keep the weight on the same as we performed with that 20 and perform another 10 reps. Okay, that's back done. Right, so now the bicep tendons are definitely warmed up from these exercises. So I think it's rude not to obliterate them. Our first bicep exercise that we're performing is the spider curls. Luckily, I got a spider bench machine here. 2 sets of 10 to begin with, so I've just performed the first set of 10. And then I'll do a second set of 10 before stripping the weight and doing a 20. Now, as you start hitting the higher reps, as we just did there, you know, like in one set, we just did 30 repetitions, really, if you think about the 20, or the 10 and then the 20, now you'll start feeling much more of a pump in your biceps, which is exactly what you want now when you're performing a strict movement like this. So now we've got our third and final set, which will be 10 repetitions as before. So I got to put some more weight back on here, rest for 10 seconds, which is the amount of time it takes to strip the weight, perform 20, and then we just drop the weight, rest for 20 seconds, and pick up the same weight and push out another 10 reps. I've noticed with a lot of people, they save themselves knowing that there's another set, knowing there's another set after that. That's stupid, that's bullshit. You should consider every working set as if it was your very last. So the second exercise that we just did is the high cable pulley on the cable crossover machine, just to really target the peak of our biceps, finish them off, get a good contraction out of there. Now make sure when you're performing this exercise that you keep your elbows back the whole time. Your body will want to assist by bringing in your pecs or your delts, by bringing your shoulders forward just to get your hands to come in towards your temples, which is exactly where you should be trying to curl, towards your temples but with your elbows back. So if that does start to happen, just stretch out, rest, pause like I performed in that first set there, just for a few seconds till you get your strength, do another rep, again rest, pause if you need to, just until you get your 10 repetitions out of there. So day 8 in the evening, or when you're doing your second cardio, that is when you are performing your abs and your calves. You're going to be doing the standing calves, exactly the same as what we did last week, performing it in the same principle, except you're doing your 10 repetitions twice. So you're doing 10 repetitions, rest, then you do another 10 repetitions, rest, and then you do the 10, strip the weight down and perform 20. And then on your third set, you're gonna do your 10, strip the weight down after a 10-second rest and do 20 reps. And then after your 20 reps, you rest for 20 seconds and perform an extra 10 on that same weight. The abs that follow, okay, is basically leg raises, like in a machine like this. Now you're just gonna perform 4 sets to absolute failure. Last week you did 3 sets. You're gonna do 4 sets to absolute failure. And you're gonna do this in a superset fashion. So as soon as you've performed this set, you go straight onto your standing calf and you do that set and then you rest. Then once you've done your second set on here, you immediately go onto your standing calf again, do your second set, and then you rest. You don't count in the repetitions here, you go to absolute failure. That is the wrap up of day 8 here of the video series at the gym. The day isn't finished though, because remember, you've got to stay on top of your nutrients. So the main changes that you need to note this week of your training days in particular is that your macros have changed. So remember, we've brought that down. The protein stays the same, but the carbohydrate has been reduced from 0.65 grams per pound of body weight to 0.58. So it's minimal, but it all works synergistically because we're increasing the carbohydrates, we're increasing our cardio as well. So I've just performed 40 minutes of cardio followed by my 300s of twists. You still have to do your twists. So 10-minute increase of your cardio. And then throughout the day now, you're gonna stay on top of your food until you perform your second cardio this evening, another 40, and then stay on top again, making sure that you are hydrated the whole time. Tomorrow, we're gonna be coming back into the gym where we're gonna be blasting shoulders and blasting triceps. So make sure that you come back tomorrow and join me for that workout.